like a star's heart. Explain this, you will. Goku's expression turned serious for the first time. You can't sense me. That's weird, where I come from, anyone with decent ki control can feel each other's energy. Unless, he powered up slightly, just enough to test something. A faint golden aura flickered around his body for a heartbeat. Every Jedi in the garden tensed. It wasn't the Force, they were certain of that, but it was power. Raw, immense, and completely foreign to their understanding of the universe. Fascinating, Mace breathed. It's like looking at a sun through a filter. We can see the effect, but we can't touch the source. Dangerous, this one may be, Yoda said quietly. Or perhaps, precisely what the Force has sent us, at the hour of our greatest need. His ancient eyes narrowed. To the council chambers, you will come. Questions, we have. Many questions. Goku nodded agreeably, letting his aura fade. Sure. I've got questions too. Like, where am I really? And how do I get home? And, his stomach growled audibly, do you guys have food? I'm starving. Despite the tension, despite the war raging across 1,000 star systems, despite the darkness gathering at the edge of their perception, several Jedi found themselves suppressing smiles. There was something disarmingly honest about this strange warrior, something pure that the temple hadn't felt in a very long time. As the temple guards escorted Goku toward the council spire, Mace leaned close to Yoda. What do you sense, Master? Sense him, I cannot, Yoda repeated. But feel something, I do. A great destiny, perhaps. Or a great catastrophe. He watched Goku's retreating back, the Scion still looking around in wonder at the impossible architecture surrounding them. Time will tell which he brings to our galaxy. Time, and the choices he makes. Above them, Coruscant's artificial lights began to glow against the gathering dusk. Somewhere in the Senate district, Palpatine paused mid-conversation with a trade delegate, his yellow eyes flickering toward the temple. He had felt it too, that impossible surge of power, that void in the Force where something immensely dangerous now stood. The game was changing. And the Sith Lord smiled, already calculating how to turn this unexpected variable to his advantage. If you want to see more characters enter the Star Wars galaxy, hit that subscribe button and drop the name of a character you'd want to see in the comments below. May the Force be with you. The council chamber's circular design had witnessed 10,000 debates, judgments, and deliberations. Holocrons preserved the wisdom of Jedi who had sat in these very chairs centuries before the Republic's current form had even existed. But in all that accumulated history, in all those recorded sessions, there had never been a meeting quite like this. Goku stood in the center of the chamber, rotating slowly to take in each council member. His eyes showed genuine curiosity rather than intimidation, a response that was itself notable. Most who stood before the assembled masters of the Jedi Order felt the weight of their combined presence, the centuries of wisdom and power focused into a single space. This stranger seemed more interested in the view out the windows. Incredible, he murmured, watching the endless stream of air traffic flowing past the temple's spires. Your whole planet is one giant city. How many people live here? 1 trillion souls call Coruscant home, Ki-Adi-Mundi answered, his tall frame leaning forward with scientific interest. Though your question suggests you come from a less densely populated world. Way less, Goku agreed. Earth's got maybe 7 billion people, and that's after we stopped blowing it up every few years. He said it so casually, as if planetary destruction was an unfortunate but manageable inconvenience. Mace Windu's expression remained neutral, but his fingers drummed once against his armrest. You mentioned someone named Beerus. Who is this being, and why were you fighting them? Oh, Lord Beerus. He's the god of destruction for Universe 7, my universe, I guess. We weren't really fighting seriously, just sparring. He gets bored easily, so I help him stay entertained. If I don't, he might destroy Earth again, and Bulma gets really annoyed when that happens. The silence that followed was profound. Destroy. Earth, again. Shakti repeated carefully, her head tails twitching with barely suppressed alarm. Goku waved his hand dismissively. It's fine. The Dragon Balls can wish it back. They can undo pretty much anything, death, planetary destruction, you name it. We've gotten pretty good at collecting them over the years. Yoda's eyes had narrowed to slits. These Dragon Balls, powerful artifacts, they are. Wish back the dead, you say. Balance of life and death, disturb they do not. I mean, there are rules, Goku admitted, scratching his head in that characteristic gesture. You can't wish back someone who died of natural causes if they don't want to come back. And you can only wish back someone once, at least with Earth's Dragon Balls. The Namekian ones are more flexible. He paused, noticing their expressions. What? Is that weird here? There is no such power in our galaxy, Plo-kun said, his voice modulated through his breathing mask. Death is absolute. The Force may preserve consciousness, but the body, once destroyed, cannot be restored. That's rough, Goku said with genuine sympathy. So when someone dies here, they're just gone. Their essence joins with the Force, Obi-Wan Kenobi spoke up from his seat, stroking his beard thoughtfully. But yes, the physical form is lost. Which makes your casual mention of planetary destruction and resurrection rather disturbing, I must say. Mace leaned forward, his dark eyes intense. This god of destruction, Beerus. How powerful is he, compared to you? Goku's expression turned serious, and for the first time, the council members saw the warrior beneath the friendly exterior. Way more powerful than me. Even with Ultra Instinct, that's my strongest form, I can maybe entertain him for a while. But if Beerus decided to actually destroy something, really destroy it, I couldn't stop him. Nobody could, except maybe Whis, his attendant. Yet you fight him for entertainment? Kit Fisto asked, his perpetual smile faltering slightly. Well, yeah. He's strong, and I love fighting strong opponents. That's how I get stronger myself, by pushing past my limits. Goku's eyes brightened. Actually, that's perfect. You guys must have strong fighters here, right? I mean, those glowing swords are pretty cool, and I can tell you all have some kind of special power. Maybe we could spar sometime. Mace exchanged a glance with Yoda. The stranger's priorities were becoming clear, and deeply concerning. Mr. Goku. We are not warriors who fight for sport. The Jedi are peacekeepers, guardians of the Republic. We use our abilities only in defense of others. Oh. Goku looked genuinely confused. But you're in a war, right? That guard guy mentioned it earlier. So you do fight. The Clone Wars, Yoda confirmed gravely. A conflict forced upon us by the Separatist Alliance. Fight we must, but revel in combat, we do not. A necessary burden, war is. Not a joy. Goku frowned, trying to understand. Where he came from, fighting strong opponents was the greatest expression of respect, a way to test yourself and grow. These Jedi seemed to view it as an unfortunate necessity. It was like meeting warriors who were ashamed of being warriors. Tell us of this force you mentioned being unable to sense, Ki-Adi-Mundi interjected, steering the conversation to more analytical ground. You said where you come from, those with Ki control can sense each other. Explain this energy. Ki is life energy, Goku explained, grateful for familiar territory. Every living thing has it, animals, plants, even planets themselves. With training, you can learn to sense it, control it, use it to make yourself stronger or shoot energy blasts. Watch. He held out his palm, and a small sphere of blue-white energy materialized above it, crackling with barely contained power. The Jedi tensed, hands moving toward lightsabers, but Goku kept the sphere stable and harmless. Just a demonstration. This is Ki, he said simply. Concentrated life energy given form. I can make it bigger, change its shape, fire it like a weapon. It's how I fly, how I fight, how I do pretty much everything. The sphere dissipated, and Goku looked around at their faces. But your energy, this force thing you keep talking about, it's different. It's everywhere, like the whole planet is soaking in it. Back home, ki is internal, something you build up inside yourself. Here, it feels external. Connected to everything. A perceptive observation, Obi-Wan noted with growing respect. The force indeed flows through all living things, binding the galaxy together. But it requires sensitivity to perceive and use. You say you cannot sense us through this force. I can sense you, Goku corrected. Just differently. It's like, he struggled for the right words, like you're speaking a language I don't know, but I can still tell you're talking. Your power's there, I just can't read it the way I read ki. Yoda hummed thoughtfully, his Jimmer stick tapping against the floor. And yet, sense you through the force, we cannot. Avoid you are present, but invisible to our most fundamental perception. His eyes fixed on Goku with unnerving intensity. Dangerous, such a void could be. A threat we cannot anticipate or counter. The temperature in the room seemed to drop. Goku realized, perhaps for the first time, that he wasn't just being questioned, he was being evaluated as a potential enemy. I'm not here to cause trouble, he said earnestly. I don't even know how I got here. One minute I'm sparring with Beerus in my universe, the next I'm crashing into your meditation garden. I just want to figure out how to get home. And if you cannot? Mace asked quietly. What then? Will you fight in our war? Choose a side. Or simply wander the galaxy seeking strong opponents to battle? Goku opened his mouth to answer, then closed it. He honestly didn't know. Fighting strong opponents was his nature, his joy, his reason for training every day. But these Jedi clearly viewed that differently. And from what little he'd seen of Coruscant, this wasn't like Earth. This was a galaxy-spanning civilization, with politics and wars and complexities he couldn't begin to understand yet. I don't know, he admitted. But I know I won't hurt innocent people. I've spent my whole life protecting Earth from threats, aliens, androids, gods, demons, you name it. I'm a good guy. He grinned. Maybe not the smartest guy, but definitely one of the good ones. Despite themselves, several council members felt tension ease slightly. There was something deeply sincere about this strange warrior, something uncomplicated in a galaxy that had grown far too complex. A test, Yoda announced suddenly. Give you, we will. Your power, demonstrate you must. Your intentions, prove. Then decide we shall, ally, guest, or threat. Goku's grin widened. A test? Like a sparring match? Precisely that, Mace said, rising from his seat. Outside, the sun was setting over Coruscant's endless cityscape, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. Tomorrow, in the temple's training grounds, you will face Jedi Knights in combat. Show us what you can do, Son Goku. Show us if your power is something we should welcome, or fear. As the council dismissed him and temple guards arrived to escort him to guest quarters, Goku couldn't help the excitement building in his chest. A chance to test himself against a completely new type of fighter. To see what these Force users could do. This might not be home, but it was already getting interesting. Behind him, Yoda and Mace remained in the chamber, watching the strange warrior's departure. Your thoughts, Master? Mace asked quietly. Powerful, he is. More powerful perhaps than any being I have encountered. Yoda's expression was troubled. But power without wisdom, a danger is. Power without connection to the Force, he trailed off, ancient eyes distant. A weapon, he could become. The question is, whose weapon? In the Senate district, Palpatine stood at his office viewport, fingers steepled as he gazed toward the Jedi Temple. Through the dark side, he had felt that impossible power, that void where the force refused to penetrate. An unknown variable in his carefully orchestrated plan. The Sith Lord's smile was thin and cold. Unknown variables needed to be studied, understood, and ultimately controlled. Or eliminated. The game, as they said, was afoot. Dawn broke over Coruscant in layers of pink and gold, the artificial lights of 1 trillion buildings slowly dimming as the planet's sun rose behind distant skyscrapers. In the Jedi Temple's training arena, a vast circular space with reinforced floors and energy-dampening walls, 200 Jedi had gathered to witness something unprecedented. Goku stood in the center of the arena, stretching his arms and rolling his shoulders. A temple attendant had provided him with a fresh GI overnight, this one pure white with the Jedi Order's symbol stitched on the back. He'd insisted on keeping his own boots and belt though. Some things were just comfortable. "You slept well?" Obi-Wan asked, approaching with measured steps. He'd been assigned as Goku's handler, part diplomat, part observer. The negotiator, they called him, and already he was finding this assignment more challenging than most peace talks. "Great. Your beds are really soft," Goku said enthusiastically. "And the food you guys brought me last night was amazing. I ate for like 2 hours straight." The kitchen staff seemed confused, but they kept bringing more. "I heard," Obi-Wan said dryly. "You consumed enough to feed a platoon of clone troopers. The commissary is still recovering." He glanced around the arena at the assembled Jedi, Knights, Padawans, even several masters. "Quite the audience you've attracted." Word spread quickly about the stranger who fell from the sky. Goku looked at the gathered Jedi with interest. He could sense them now, their strange force energy creating a collective presence that was almost overwhelming. So many powerful people in one place. His scion blood sang at the possibility. "So who am I fighting?" he asked eagerly. "Them." Obi-Wan gestured to the arena's far side. 6 Jedi Knights entered, their lightsabers unignited but held ready. Goku recognized their body language, disciplined, cautious, coordinated. They'd fought together before. This wasn't just a test of his power, it was a test of his tactics, his restraint, his ability to work within limits. Smart, he thought. Definitely smart. Mace Windu's voice rang out from the observation platform, amplified through the arena's sound system. "Son Goku. You will spar against these Jedi Knights, all of them simultaneously. The objective is simple, demonstrate your abilities without causing permanent harm. Lightsabers will be set to training mode, which will sting but not maim. You will use whatever power you deem appropriate. The match ends when one side yields or can no longer continue." Goku nodded, his expression shifting from friendly to focused. "Got it. Don't kill anyone, show what I can do." "Easy enough. One more thing," Yoda's aged voice added. "Hold back too much, you must not. Your true capabilities, we need to see. Only then can we properly assess the danger, or opportunity, you represent." The 6 Jedi Knights spread out, forming a loose circle around Goku. Their leader, a Zabrak named Saran with traditional facial tattoos, ignited his blue lightsaber. The distinctive snap hiss echoed through the arena, followed by 5 more as his companions activated their own blades, 2 blue, 2 green, 1 purple. Goku dropped into a ready stance, his body relaxed but perfectly balanced. No power-up yet, no visible energy. Just a martial artist's foundation, built on decades of training in combat. "Begin." Mace commanded. The Jedi moved as one. Saran came from the front, his lightsaber executing a textbook Shicho opening strike. 2 knights flanked left and right, their blades seeking to limit Goku's movement. The remaining 3 hung back, watching for openings, their connection through the Force allowing them to coordinate without words. Goku didn't move until the last possible instant. Then he was simply elsewhere. Not teleportation, instant transmission required him to lock onto a key signature, and he still couldn't read these Force users clearly enough for that. This was pure speed, movement so fast it seemed to bypass the space between positions. One moment he stood in the circle's center, the next he was behind Saran, tapping the Zobrik's shoulder with 2 fingers. "Nice opening," Goku said cheerfully. Saran spun, his lightsaber carving a horizontal arc. Goku leaned back, the training blade passing inches from his nose. The heat from the plasma blade was intense, hotter than anything he'd expected. Interesting. These weapons were no joke. The 2 flanking knights struck simultaneously, their blades converging on Goku's position in a pincer attack. He jumped straight up, easily clearing 20 feet, and landed behind them. A casual kick, barely more than a tap, sent one knight stumbling forward into his companion. Both went down in a tangle of robes and deactivated lightsabers. 2 down, someone muttered in the audience. The remaining 4 knights regrouped, their formation tighter now. Goku could see them communicating somehow, their eyes unfocused for split seconds as information passed between them. That force connection, he realized. They were sharing what they learned, adapting in real time. "Not bad," he said approvingly. "You guys work together really well." A female Mirialan knight named Tira struck from an unexpected angle, her green blade thrust toward Goku's center mass while her free hand extended in a pushing motion. Goku felt it, that strange force energy gathering and then erupting outward. A telekinetic shove that would have sent most opponents flying. He took a half step back from the impact, his feet skidding slightly on the arena floor. That was all. Tira's eyes widened behind her falling strike. Goku caught her lightsaber hand gently, stopping the blade's momentum, and redirected it harmlessly to the side. "That pushing thing you did, can you teach me that? It feels like ki, but different." She tried to pull free. Goku's grip was immovable, his fingers like dura steel around her wrist.